everybody, and welcome to the Action Network's Euro 2020 soccer betting preview show. I'm Michael Leboff, the soccer editor here at Action. I'm joined by two of the brightest soccer betting minds in the game, Anthony Dabbundo of Greater Philadelphia and BJ Cunningham of beautiful Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Guys, how have you thought this tournament has shaken out so far?
Yeah, Mike, it's been really interesting. We've seen, some favorites, cruise to victory. We've seen some big upsets, like we saw with Slovakia today. So, yeah, it's been a really interesting tournament so far, and I'm excited to see what happens over the next few days.
Speaking of big underdogs, I'm going to take this first game because I love the price. Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, Finland, big underdogs against Russia. Both teams coming off very different results. Obviously, Finland won their game in very peculiar, kind of sad circumstances against Denmark, 1-0. Obviously, the whole thing with Christian Eriksen happened, so there's not too much we can glean from that game. But I'm not too fussed about Finland in this match, right? This is more of a bet against Russia, who I thought looked abject, against Belgium, who I also didn't think looked that good. Belgium wins that game 3-0, creates 1.67 expected goals. Russia couldn't even get to half an expected goal. And we had a lot of questions about Russia coming in. I thought that Russia was probably worse. They were priced appropriately. They should have been a long shot. People maybe thought after what they did in the World Cup, they'd be better. They look terrible. All the questions we had about their defense and goalkeeping came to roost. I think that this team will have trouble handling an offense of this team will have trouble handling a Finland offense. It actually is better than people expect. They have a reliable goal scorer, Teemu Pukki. I just think the matchup here actually favors Finland too, with the way the game script's going to go, right? Russia needs to win this game. They're going to be on the front foot. That's going to open them up. I think we should see a lot of goals. So I like to over 2.5, anything plus money. And I like Finland at anything better than like 3+375. I think I would go down to. You give me that kind of number to play against a bad team, I'm going to take it anytime. Anthony, how you feel? I know you're not a big Finland guy, but it's hard to look at that number and not be tempted.
Yeah, before Christian Eriksen went down, and obviously that game completely changes at that point, they had no shots. They had very little resistance to the Denmark team, who pretty much had them penned in for the entire first half. And then even after, without Eriksen, all the grief that the Danish players had to come back and play with, they really still only had one shot, and they scored off a goalie error by Schmeichel, and his head was definitely not in the match. So for me, I can't get behind Finland. It's a pass for me, but the one question I wanted to know was Russia able to run as much? Were they able to pressure the ball? The signs say no. They were pretty low amongst the teams that have played thus far in terms of successful pressures and pressure success rate defensively. So they really did not have the kind of legs that they showed in the 2018 World Cup. So without that becomes a bit of an issue. So it's a pass for me, but I don't mind taking a long shot on Finland.
BJ, you have anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you here, Mike, because, these are two over teams coming into this. They didn't really put up big offensive performances like we saw in the first game, but, Russia's defense is old and slow. Finland's going to be able to get a few chances on then. What's going to be interesting about this is does Finland come out very defensive? Because they really only need a point pretty much to get to the knockout stage. So like you said, Russia's going to play very aggressive, which is going to open up the game. And during Euro World Cup qualifying, both these teams, their matches averaged over 3.2 expected goals per match. So, yeah, like you said, I think this is going to be turned into an open game, especially if Russia scores first. So, yeah, I'm agreeing with you there. I'm going to take, over 2.5 goals.
All right, we'll move on to a noon Eastern kickoff between Wales and Turkey, two Group A opponents. Wales earned a draw in their first match. Turkey looked terrible against Italy. Egg on my face in that one. Turkey, they're lukewarm favorites right now. Wales coming back as, over 2-1 underdogs. They opened up as. I've got nothing on this match. I give up on Turkey, but BJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that was egg on all our faces. I think we were all on Turkey for that one. But yeah, like you said, they looked awful. They basically just tried to sit back and defend for 90 minutes. They didn't have a shot in the first half. And what's interesting about this match is, Turkey plays out of a 4-1 formation, tries to stay very compact centrally in defense. And Wales, when they were at 0-0 with Switzerland for most of the first half, they started out in a 4-3-3, and they actually dropped back into a 4-1-4-1. So I'm interested to see who is the aggressor in this match, because neither team has any really pace going forward, and neither of these teams are really set up to score goals from open play. I mean, Turkey, 8 of their 18 goals during Euro qualifying came from set pieces. So I think I'm actually going to play this match 3 different ways. I'm I'm going to play Wales, draw no bet at anything plus money because I think they have more talent going forward in attack with Daniel James, Bale, and the very handsome Aaron Ramsey. And then I'm also going to play 2 exact score props of 0-0 and 1-1 because this match screams draw. The total is set at 2. And if it's going to be a draw, it's probably going to be one of those 2 results. So you can get either of those at 5-1 or better right now. So yeah, I'm going to go Wales, draw no bet, anything plus money, 0-0 and 1-1 exact score props.
Anthony, this match is kind of setting up to be a snoozer. Are you seeing the same things that BJ and I are seeing?
Yeah, it's a pass for me because I think this game probably gets decided by who gets the set piece goal. And I have no interest in playing a game where I just think the variance comes down to one header or one cross. So for me, I'm passing on the game. But I think it's really interesting when you look at these 2 attacks in the fact that both of them are sort of reliant in having the ball in the dangerous areas, but neither midfield in the first game showed an ability to get it there. Obviously, Turkey didn't even contest the midfield. Once Yusuklu came off at halftime for the Turks, they completely fell apart in the defensive areas, let Italy complete 24 or amass 24 shots, 19 progressive passes from kind of their 3 midfielders alone. So really no resistance at all. There's going to have to be a different approach. So I don't really know how much we can read into that first game. And then Wales just didn't do anything from open play until the very end of the game. So for me, it's another pass, but I definitely think this could be a slow start because neither team is going to want to lose this game.
And then the action wraps up on Wednesday with a 3 p.m. kickoff between 2 teams that frankly looked pretty impressive in their opening matches. Italy, they demolished Turkey. Switzerland, probably bad luck draw against Wales. Italy, obviously odds on, big time favorites against the Swiss in this one, who were hanging around like 5-1 at the open. I think, you can probably create a viable path to success again here for Switzerland. And I do think this number likely will rise because everybody has seen Italy. They looked good. They kind of passed all the sniff tests that everybody kind of wanted to see them pass in their match. Roberto Mancini looked amazing in his suit on the sidelines. So I think that, most of the money in this match is going to go to Italy. I'm going to have a really, really hard time not betting Switzerland in this match. What about you, Anthony?
Yeah, I agree. Right now, I'm holding out at the current number, but if I can get a +1.25 at even money or better, I'm going to take that with the Swiss. But I'm more like the over here, over 2.25 goal, over 2.25 goals is -106 right now. I like that anything -120 or better. I think we might see the over get steamed here late. Both attacks really impressed me more than I thought they would in the first game. My guy Braille Embolo, I said he was one player to watch. He had a goal, 3 shots, almost scored a couple more too. So he was really lightning in transition, and he's the kind of guy who I'm more worried about this Italian defense going up against than a Burak Yilmaz of Turkey. He's the kind of guy who can get the ball in the midfield and progress it forward. You combine that with the fact that Switzerland will actually contest the midfield, unlike Turkey did. I think they might pose more of a threat to the Italians. And really the Italian attack, I have to give them credit. I didn't think they'd be as good as they were. 15 shots from Berardi, Immobile, and Insigne in the first game is pretty impressive. 11 passes into the penalty area for Switzerland too. So really impressive thrust from both of these attacks. So I think this is going to be a wide open game. And I think it's a game where Switzerland really has their chance here to steal a point. But if they can get 3 points, they're into the knockouts. So for them, it's a chance to open it up a little bit more. And I think they'll be having similar issues to Turkey in terms of containing those wide areas because both of their fullbacks in that 3-5-2 like to get forward. I think Spinazzola could have some success down the left wing for the Italians as well, like he did in the first game.
It's a scary proposition to step in front of Italy after a match like that. BJ,
and here I am.
Yeah, BJ, are you brave like me and Anthony, or are you gonna maybe just eat some chalk here?
I'll step right in front of Italy. That's fine. Yeah, like Anthony said, I think Italy really just destroyed Turkey in those wide areas. Berardi and Insigne, with Turkey being so compact, Berardi and Insigne basically just did whatever they want creatively. They created the first own goal as well from Berardi with the cross. But yeah, I think the Swiss have a great route to at least getting a draw in this match. Like Anthony said, the 2 wingbacks, they're going to have to play back and help out with the defense on Berardi and Insigne. And like you said, with Breel Embolo, Turkey didn't have any pace to get behind the 2 aging center backs from Italy. And Embolo was the best player on the field against Wales, and he has that pace to get through. So, the Swiss team is obviously very organized, very well, very good defensively. So I think they can handle the Italian attack. And I'm with you, Michael. I think I'm going to play a little bit of Switzerland +1. But like Anthony said as well, I more want to wait until game time because, like we saw with Italy, they got steamed against Turkey from opening at minus 155 all the way up to minus 240 by match time. So I'm going to wait till around match time. And if I can get anything, +1 at plus money or better, I think that's a good bet for this match.
And just about every home team has been getting steamed. It's just a trend so far. We saw that not just the big favorites too, because Belgium, the market moved against them. The one concern for me with Switzerland is going to be the legs because they're traveling all the way from Azerbaijan to the Stadio Olimpico in Rome for this. So it is a bit of a travel, but I think that's more going to have an impact down the road potentially for Switzerland than it will now. So for me, I like the over. I think it's going to be a fun game.
For all the updated information on the Euros, go to theactionnetwork.com and download the Action Network app and enjoy the games.